Will Kimaya learn? Kimaya walked down the stairs with quick steps. Pat, pat, pat. She stood still on the brick road, breathed in deeply, and smiled to herself. Damn, it is such a beautiful day. Thank you, my stars, for all the amazing things in my life. She put her hand through her dark brown hair. Kimaya, your hair suits your olive toned complexion, Anand had said. She smiled, sat in the car, and drove away to her office. Anand pulled his tie up while entering the kitchen. Where is the bread toaster? Kimaya has left the kitchen in an undecipherable mess again. Oh, beautiful Kimaya. It was past midday when Kimaya's phone rang in her office cubicle. She picked it up. Hey, what's going on, Anand? She said. Your mother just called me up. Well, let me correct myself. My mother-in-law has invited us for a dinner in the evening at Marriott. She loves spending money on you, Kimaya. All right. What kind of an answer is that, Kimaya? I cannot come as I have an important meeting. Kimaya again. Have I not told you before that you should be balancing between your work and personal life? Try and be there, honey. Yes. Kimaya hung up abruptly and went to the washroom. She looked at her reddened eyes in the mirror. A shimmering drop fell down her large black eyes. She is at it again. When will she ever stop? When will she ever stop? Is there an end to it? She walked back home in the evening at around 7. She sighed, looking at the empty house. Her heels echoed in the vacant hollow that she had recognized as something akin to her. She sat on the corner of the bed that her mother had gifted them. She poured herself a glass of wine and took out a notebook from her wardrobe. It was old, with 8 pages ready to fall out. She sat on the bed and opened it, teary-eyed. Just some more time, and I will be able to get free. She took out a picture in which a little girl in a green sweater was crying. Why, little girl, why are you crying? Is there nobody to love you? Is there nobody to wipe your tears? She stood up abruptly, opened the drawer on the bedstead and took out a lighter. She burned that picture and smiled to herself. Not anymore. The next morning, Kimaya woke up in Anand's arms. She hugged the sleeping Anand. The first thing that she did was to pick up the mobile phone and call up Sukriti. A very happy birthday to my lovable munchkin Sukriti. I love you so much. How come you're awake so early, Kimaya? It is just 6:30, said Sukriti. How could I not? It is my dearest friend's birthday. Kimaya fidgeted with her t-shirt and forced a little smile. I cannot tell her that I have overslept. I cannot tell her the reason why. Of course, there will be a little party in the evening, and you are cordially invited to grace it with your unending jokes and laughter. How about I grace the present moment? Said Kimaya. Sukriti burst into laughter. See you soon, my Kim. I'll be there. Bye. Where will you be, Kimaya? Said Anand. Oh, no, nowhere. It is just another meeting. I'm having a difficult time these days. Come here, darling. Anand held her in a close hug and kissed her cheek. You look beautiful this morning. You still look the way you did 2 years ago. Your hair with the hue of brown, your charming laugh, and of course, your perfectly fit body. Hey, would you like to have breakfast cooked by me? I would love to, my beautiful. The kitchen was broad, long, and the cupboards were beige in color. There was a door at the end of the kitchen which led to a small balcony. The balcony was dumped with cardboard boxes, packets, and old newspapers. The plants in the flower pots had dried up. The shelves in the kitchen were covered with dust. Some containers were empty, and there was crockery scattered all over the kitchen shelf. Today we are going to eat scrambled eggs along with simmering coffee. Is that right, Mr. Agarwal? I'm looking forward to eat a meal made by my dear wife. Where is the pan? Kimaya put her hand on her forehead, rolled her eyes and said, Oh, I forgot. I had to get a new one. It is all right, said Anand, looking around the kitchen and balcony and then at Kimaya. If only she was more careful. I cannot keep quarreling with her over such trifles. Anyway, Kimaya, what do you plan to do for your mother's birthday? I don't care. Kimaya bit her tongue. What did I just say? I mean, Anand pulled her towards him with his hand. She is your mother, Kimaya. What do you mean? She loves us. I do not understand why is it so hard for you to love her and value her in return. Please do not start again. Kimaya pulled away. Start again? Do you think that whatever I am saying is a lecture? Kimaya left the pan in which she was cooking the egg and walked out of the kitchen angrily. She took the keys of the car and drove to the barrage where she loved to sit and meditate over her life. She walked down the stony steps to the river bank and sat on the last step. Around her, the pale blue sky was infinite as it stood along still with the white stand. How do I tell him? When will it be the right time? He has no idea that the woman he considers a goddess is a wild snake underneath. How do I tell him that she is so wild that she hurts and harms her own child? Will he understand me? The time has not yet arrived. Kimaya sat there playing with the sand for some time. She drove back home slowly and got late for her office. My dear, you know how stubborn Kimaya is. She is my child and I forgive her completely. I have decided to have a big heart, said Mrs. Tully, holding Anand's hand at the table. But she said she would come. Kimaya is unbelievable. I wanted her to spend some time out. She has been telling me of the workload these days. I wonder if she will ever understand someone else's perception. Oh dear, said Mr. Tully. She has always been our most difficult child. You see, she does not even get along with her siblings. She has never tried to. Why am I being told all this now? Wine? Asked Mrs. Tully. Sure, I'm extremely sorry about her behavior, Mrs. Tully. I hope to compensate for her absence. Not at all, Anand, said Mrs. Tully, laughing loudly. She watched Anand from the corner of her eyes while he drank the wine and smirked. The Tullys, which included Mr. Tully, Mrs. Tully, and their two other children, apart from Kimaya, sat at a table in a corner of the restaurant. The table was full of bouquets, bags, and other presents that Mrs. Tully would have liked. On reaching home, Anand found Kimaya sleeping on the bed. She moved a little when he switched on the light and was changing. Should I talk to her about what happened? I do not know how to talk to her. I cannot respect her anymore. She is just a self-centered and careless bag of nothingness. I do not even feel like holding her. I do not even feel like taking her out with my friends. She is a disgrace to my reputation. For the next 2 weeks, Anand and Kimaya did not speak to each other. Kimaya's health kept deteriorating. She was unable to sleep at night. The area around her eyes reflected the empty well she felt in her stomach. Anand felt more repelled by her. Her beauty, which was the primary reason why he had wanted her, was ebbing away. Kimaya could not take this anymore. One day, she decided that she could not take it anymore. She messaged Anand from her office. Anand, please meet me today at the Lighthouse Cafe. This is the place where we met first. I'm sure Anand will be happy to see me there. I will wear the red dress I had worn on Valentine's Day. I'm sure that Anand will see through what other people talk about me. I'm sure our relationship is the most important thing for him. It will be a new beginning. It was dark and the cafe had been lit up with candles. Perfect. It has been so long. As soon as she entered, she saw Anand seated on a round table by the banister and looking at his watch. He looks as handsome as ever. She looked at the stars overhead, straightened her knee-high dress, and walked up to him. He looked at her and said, "Why have you called me?" Kimaya's face reddened, yet she forced a smile and said, "Well, I'm so glad to meet you here after so long. How is it going?" "Why have you called me here, Kimaya? You look pale, let me tell you. I wonder what have you been up to?" It is just that. What is it? I have to tell you something that I realized I should have told you a year ago only, something that could have saved so much of trouble that we have been facing lately. Not we, Kimaya, the trouble that you have been creating. You do not understand, Kimaya. When I married you, I saw a beautiful face. I saw someone whom I could show off, someone who could burden the responsibility of my life and not make it miserable. I tried to overlook your flaws until they started staring at my face. Kimaya said, "Please, I beg you to listen to me." "Go ahead." "I have had a very rough childhood. I was neglected as a child. I was badly discriminated against." "Who did all that to you?" Kimaya looked down quietly at her hands. "I did not expect this. I do not even know what to say now." "Are you trying to say that Mr. and Mrs. Tully did that to you?" "Come on, Kimaya, please grow out of your shell. They are adorable people and they love you. You know, they were right. You will never learn to reconcile or learn to love your own family. How could I even expect you to love me?" Kimaya looked at him, looked at her hands, picked up her clutch, and went away. She barged open the door, held the doorknob, and started crying loudly. The next morning, she woke up cold and found herself lying on the floor. "Shit, I missed work. What happened?" She opened her computer and logged into her email account. There was an email from Anand and she clicked on it. This is what the email said. "Dear Kimaya, considering the events of the past few months and especially last night, I believe that it is the best if we part our ways. I need you to sign the divorce papers. This is not about you but about me. I believe that we will be better off separately. I'm sorry, Anand." She stared at the email message on her computer, her mind racing so fast that the words blurred together and no longer made any sense. Just 3 lines, but enough to make her life, the life she'd worked so hard and sacrificed so much to build, begin to crumble around her. Months later, Kimaya stood on the white stand, looked at the infinite sky around her, and smiled. A page that was stuck in her journal flew away. It said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dear self, that I thought that marriage would be a solution. I'm sorry that I thought that another person could take my troubles away." She held her arms around herself and felt the breeze playing with her dress. Thank you.